Welcome the internet. I am Zachamus Prime, aka Zachamus Prime, bringing you another Transformers third-party review. And today, this review is brought to you by Titan One Toys. Titan One Toys. It's actually been a couple weeks since I reviewed something by them, but he got this in somewhat recently and loaned me a copy for review. I've got my thing set up way back here because this is going to be a tall figure, kind of pretty much pushing the limit of what I can effectively review with my setup. Stuff like this makes me wish that that it was completely appropriate for me to like turn my camera sideways. I don't know. Maybe I'll try that someday, but I don't know how well that's gonna work. But anyhow, this is the Wei Jiang NE01 Megamaster. This is their, well, originally they had announced an MPP36, but they actually announced it before MP36 came out, and so they didn't have anything that was out that they could then, bootleg. So this is technically Wei Jiang's first third-party offering. Instead of their this isn't a KO. This is a more or less original thing. And it's not bad. I don't know that it's like amazing, but for what it is, it's not bad. There he is from the front and the back and the side. I think he does a pretty good job of looking like Megatron, and he's looking all like mean and gruff, like angry about something. Probably angry that somebody peed in his Cheerios. For size comparison, here is my Infinite Transformation Megatron, which is the same size as the official Takara one, so considerably larger. I don't have an MPP 10, so I can't compare it with that, but I understand that it's a good size with the oversized Masterpiece Optimus Prime. I do have an MPP Ironhide, but I don't know that anybody really cares about that comparison, so I didn't bring it down with me. But the sculpt on him is pretty decent. He doesn't look too thin, but he doesn't look too chunky. He's nice and big. Shoulders are a little bulky, but there's no real problem there. The back is nice and clean. I do like that. No sound or anything like that, though. If I felt like putting the lights in here, this would light up. I have not felt like putting the batteries in there because batteries, you know what I mean? In terms of accessories, he comes with your very own orange cap that you can pull out of the box and install here on the end of his gun. He comes with the mace thing that was used in exactly one scene in the entire Transformers continuity, and now it just is something that no Megatron is complete without it. This differs from the standard ones in that normally the mace is just attached onto the arm like that, but this one is actually held in the hand with a handle. This goes in his hand with the same tab system that you normally see on Masterpiece and Masterpiece style figures. He comes with basically all of these standard accessories that Megatron comes with: a gun that he used to shoot Optimus Prime with, the sword that he used to whack Optimus Prime with, and the helmet that he used to, I guess, control Optimus Prime with. Goes on, looks like a helmet. Let me pitch this up just a little bit. We'll lose his toes, but I'll get a good enough up close to him. So yeah, he also comes with a set of faces: a happy face, sad face, and shmoo face. And those just attach onto just exactly the same as the MP36. Slide that and pull that off. He also comes with an alternate chest plate. If we take this off like so, bring in the replacement one, taps in, now you can be like, oh wait, I still function. So that's something there. And yeah, you know, in terms of articulation, his shoulder is on a ratchet, moves around, it goes out. That much. It's interesting. So the arms are asymmetrical in their design. So this one has got a little, like a mechanism here. This one's got a completely different mechanism. But they both have about the same amount of articulation, more or less. The hinge is in a slightly different place, so it moves slightly differently, but yeah. Bicep swivel, elbow joint here that elbows appropriately, about 90 degrees of elbow jointage. Wrist swivel here. Hands are kind of like the MP10. You got one finger with a hinge, 3 fingers all together. So he can be like, I don't know that he can be like anything. I was going to say, so he can be like, okay, but this, by the way, I'll get to that in just a moment. He's got a waist joint, which, by the way, those of you who are, I mean, turning it, you can call this ratcheted, but when I get to the transformation, remind me, and I'll show you that. It's actually kind of funny. In terms of hips, he's got these hip skirts that get out of the way, but really what gets in the way is this is a transformation tab in here, this little clip, and that is what gets in the way of his leg moving forward. But that being said, his leg will move forward that much, move backwards that much. If I swivel there, moves out about that much. Maybe half of a Van Damme before the before the skirt armor stops it. The hips are not that strong. And more than once I've had him standing on my desk and he just kind of goes, whoop. And the first time, oh man, I freaked out because I was like, oh crap, I broke this, but I didn't break it. It actually seems to be pretty resilient, which is good considering. For knee joint, he's got decent amount of click there, actually. A little less than 90 degrees on the bend there. Ankles are also on a click joint. Go forwards, 2 clicks. Backwards, not really any clicks. Oh, I don't know. I suppose you can move things around like so and get some back clicks. A little bit of internal pivot. No toe movement, but that's okay. Die cast right here on this part of the toe. Haven't really felt any die cast anywhere else on it. I will say that he does have, I was thinking that he had a metal plate built into his forearm that allowed Laserbeak to attach to it, but actually there's a magnet on Laserbeak, and then there's a corresponding magnet inside the chest. It's actually like a, instead of like a metal plate, it's like a plate magnet. And Laserbeak attaches pretty well. And yeah, in fact, I should probably go over Laserbeak for just a little bit. So Laserbeak, instead of looking like a sleek bird of prey, he kind of looks like a fat and chunky chicken. What with his like tiny little wings and his like very round looking body. In terms of articulation, you can move the flap the wings just a little bit. I like to move this part in conjunction with them so that they don't stick around too much. The wingtips move a little bit. Head is got 2 hinges here. This one at the base of the head and one at the base of the neck. I guess you can get some wiggle on here. His feet are on kind of like a ball joint, but you're really just going to move it out, in and out a little bit. There's this big collar around here, which makes it so that even when you move his neck around, it still looks like he's just like, his head is just like buried in there. He does have a little camera thing that comes out. That's something, right? It's got to be worth something, right? And yeah, you can transform this guy up by sticking his feet together like that, pushing this in until it clicks into place. Then you can fold the wings in, fold them down against the body, fold these down into place like so, and then take this part, bring it up on a double hinge, and bring it around to cover the face. And that's like a silencer thing. It honestly makes a better looking silencer than it does a Laserbeak, though you can still see his goddamn face right down the barrel. So when you have this attached to the gun, it just looks like it's like a high-powered Laserbeak launcher, you know? But anyhow, let's get this swapped back out. Because this is an external piece. On the MP36, that just hides away in the body. But on this version, it's an external piece, and it'll affect the look of the figure. Let's go with Happy Face. Yeah, we'll go with Happy Face. Because he's happy. Because we're going to transform him. Ha 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 ha. Alrighty, so transformation for this guy is actually considerably less complex than the MP36. That's actually part of the reason why I haven't yet reviewed this guy, because his transformation is kind of complex, and like every time I feel like I've got it down, like I kind of stumble through it, and I don't want to stumble when I'm on camera, because I want my reviews to also be able to be a good, like, you know, transformation guide. So to get this guy transformed up, first thing we're going to do is we're going to work on the legs. Actually, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to yank this off. This is attached on very tightly. There's a little spring-loaded tab here and one back here. We're going to push those both in and put that in, and then pull this, yank that out. And that's more or less. Oh, by the way, that is also how you do the batteries, is just unscrew this. A couple button batteries going there. It's something right there. So for the legs, what we're going to do first is we're going to take these legs and we're going to turn them all the ways around. And we're going to, this piece has already come untabbed for me. Yay for pieces. Let's go ahead and deal with the feet. Pull the heel back around, push that into place, untab, that, push that into place. We're going to unhook this piece right here. And then we're going to untab this knee connection in here. Now that we've got some looseness in here, we can take this piece, open it up. We can bring up the end of this panel here, fold this side in first and then this side in second, and then close this back down to sit flushly in there. Yank this out. There's a panel here that'll go up. And then this is pretty much getting into its final position here. So we'll just take this piece here. There's a tab in here, and you're going to kind of just press against here with your thumb and pull against here with your finger and disconnect it like that. Rotate this down, see, like that. And then this whole piece, we're going to disconnect this tab right here. And then this whole piece kind of folds in on itself and sits like that. And then we just kind of take this, fold this down, push this into place. There, I forgot to step this. There's a tab in here. Pull that out. It's real particular about stuff like that. We're going to go in here. We're going to open up this tab that I mentioned earlier. And we're going to basically pull the hip section away from this whole, disconnect this whole thing there. Now, this is going to snap back in on the spring. While we're in here, this one's unique from the other leg in that you've got this little mechanism in here and you kind of got to bring that up. And that will allow you to bring this all into proper position. So, when you've got it all like this, get this into position. Make sure that this piece here gets tabbed down. I mean, of course, we're gonna put this all into a better position later. We're just roughing it out right now. And do more or less the same with the other leg. So unhinge this, bring this up. Bring this up. And let's bring this up. Fold in that. Fold in that. Fold in that. Fold in that. Extend this out. Here's the heel. Bring that around. There's the toe. Bring that around. Come on, toe. Untoe. There we go. Here we go, toe. Disconnect this peg here. Disconnect this peg here. Fold this around. Bring this up. Bring this panel out. Collapse this whole goddamn thing down. And let me bring this out. Take this opportunity to bring the hip out. Alrighty. Now we're getting somewhere, I think, somewhere where we can start pushing things together. The legs, these inner thighs are on spring-loaded panels, so we'll just mash them together. Start lining up tabs and stuff. Take this piece here and disconnect it from there, and then that will tab into these little slots. It's hard to see them on the screen. These little slots here. All right, tab these suckers together, tab this together. Put this into place. Now I've gone and done it. I didn't check the alignment of this panel before I put everything together. I'll just kind of force it open. shove it in there. Doesn't feel right. Yeah, it needs to go over this big peg right there. Now everything goes together. All right, we're getting someplace. Pull this out. Pull this out. Connect that into place. All right, so now he's half done. He's laughing at me. He's laughing at me. I almost feel like I probably should have started with the upper body. Oh, well. All right, so to do the arms, first thing we're going to do is we're going to yank on these and pull them up and over. The arm is going to go out like that. We're going to open up this panel here. And then we're going to fold the, well, this arm particularly is on the little sliding hinge, and we're going to hinge that inwards. And then this whole thing is going to collapse in on itself, like so. And then with that collapsed in on itself, this is going to come down over the fist and tab in to there. Now, I have found this to be a finicky tab to be sure, and there it is. It just went right in. Man, maybe I should start all my transformations by saying how finicky they are, and then they'll just like be super nice just to spite me. All right, so for the other arm, we're going to start it off exactly the same by pulling up on this shoulder piece here. We're going to put the arm up and then turn it so that the elbow is facing up again. We're going to get all this crap out of the way, and then we're going to get this panel open, just like the other arm. Like so. And then this whole thing is going to collapse down again. And then what we're going to do is we're going to, if we yank on this head slightly, that'll open up this panel here. And then that'll allow us to stick our fingers in here and unpeg this whole panel here. By the way, this is what I wanted to talk to you about the little waist ratchet. There it is in there. You can see it as just this little tiny pin here against this like gear almost. And it's really not a ratchet. It's just a noisemaker. It makes all the sound of being a ratchet without actually doing any work. Just wanted to point that out. So we're going to swing this around, rotate this like so. Let's take this opportunity while we're here. And plug this into its corresponding place, like so. Oh, this is going to fight me, isn't it? It's going to fight me because I'm holding it at an awkward angle. Yeah. Yeah. Why you fight me? Yeah. You know, I'm just going to let that fight me. I'll get to it. I'll get to it in a bit. So What we're going to do here is we're going to take the head and we're going to fold it in. We're going to actually turn it around and fold it in. Like that. Let it peg in. This barrel here is going to untab from the back. It's going to extend out. And we're going to bring it around on this little double hinge here so it's flush. And then we're going to close all of this crap. Oh, there's a panel in the way. Alrighty. These panels all look like they wanted to be there before I closed it all up, but you know what? They're gonna have to just deal with it, because I'm just gonna jam everything together, let God sort out the rest. So the barrel of this, we're going to extend out this piece right here. This is going to go up and then down and then click back into place, and this barrel here rotates the other way. Alrighty, we're going to fold just this bottom panel in, and then we're going to squeeze this spring-loaded panel and then both of these red panels, all four of them together. Till it collapses all the way down. And then we're going to close. This little panel wants to give me an issue, doesn't it? It's all right. I've got a fixture for you. We'll just take this little pointy thing here. Open that panel up. Bam. What do you think about that, huh, panel? All right, close this back up. Close this up. Try to line these panels up. Jeez. And this is the one that I said was easier than the MP36. Gosh, was that a pain in the ass. In fact, it continues to be a pain in the ass. I mean, once you get the panels pegged together, they actually stay pegged together fairly well. It's just getting them pegged together. Here's a pain in the ass. And we can take this part here, plug it into there. There's these two little slots up here. There's your scope. And then we can take this piece here. Now, you've got your iron sight here, and then you've got like a iron sight-ish looking thing here. And when you put that on there, it looks kind of redundant. So you can actually take this, push on it here, flip it around, smooth out that barrel. Plugs that in. And there is, whoa. There is Megamaster in his alt mode. The stock is, of course, included with it. silencer is an additional thing. Now they say that this is a first run thing, so if they ever reissue this, I don't know if it's going to come with the laser chicken. But you know, I'm not sure that's really that big of a loss if it doesn't come with laser chicken, all things being considered. But yeah, I mean, it holds together pretty well. This side has got, you know, more screw holes and stuff on it than the other side. But, you know, it looks pretty good. It makes, I mean, bigger than what you really want to comfortably hold, but not like unreasonably huge. It doesn't feel much bigger than the MP05 did. Granted, it's been years and years and years since I've held one of those in gun mode, so my memory could be off, but it doesn't feel much bigger than that. But yeah, there he is. All in all, I don't know. I still think that the MP36 is a way better figure in both vehicle, or in both alt mode and robot mode. But if you've got the MPP10 and you've got, you know, maybe like the MPP 27 Ironhide, and you're like super like wishing for like Wei Jiang to MPP like everything, then, you know, you're probably going to want a Megatron at some point, and this will go good with your Prime. But other than that, I don't know if I can really just like recommend this figure on its own merits. Like, it's not bad, but it's not like amazing either. It'll go good with MPP 10, but that's about the basis that I'm going to go with. Gosh, since this is one of the figures loaned to me from my sponsor, I would love to give this like a super glowing review, but I just, you know, I have opinions that I have to hold true to as well, and I think that it's okay, but not like super great. But anyhow, that's my review of the Megamaster. Everybody, thank you for watching. Have a great day, and everyone be good to each other. I'll see you around.